This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Eiffel TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're in Berlin here for Fight Week, Smith Abraham 2. With me I've got Liam Smith. How are you, Liam?
Alright, mate.
Yeah?
Right.
How's the mood within the family and the camp this week leading up to Paul's big chance on Saturday night to get the world title?
Good, it's been good, been relaxed this week. I'm happy with Paul, how relaxed he is, how focused he is, and so I've been happy with him. I've been with him all through camp as well, so I'm happy altogether.
How did you assess the first fight? Obviously the scoring, which was the main point of the fight, which kind of led into Saturday night, was so wide that
it was what it was. It was a close fight. I think anywhere else in the world, I think personally Paul would have got it, but we wouldn't have argued if he'd have lost by a point or drawed or say 7-5, 2 points. But typical Paul. On the other hand, typical Paul. Paul's in shit and smells of roses. He lost the fight, and if he'd have lost on a split decision, we wouldn't be here now. So, it's typical of Paul. He was never ever going to get that decision. If he'd dropped Abraham 3 times with them scorecards, he wouldn't have won the fight. So, with them stitching him, like not only giving him 1 round, the controversies give us another chance, and say the judge will be scrutinised this time, and this time, we won't have no complaints. I think he will personally get a fair crack at the whip.
How much can your brother improve on that last performance, and
Massively.
Can Abraham improve as well on his performance?
I don't know that Abraham can improve. Abraham can be fitter, more up for it, and maybe try and work harder. But I don't think Abraham can improve on much. He's 35 the next day. Do you know what I mean? He's been in world title fight for 10 years, and by all notes, he's going downhill. From the last fight and from his last few performances. So Paul can get much better. As in, he went into the back of that fight. He hadn't done many rounds. He just done 12 championship rounds. Now he knows he can take Abraham's power. That was questions asked. That was a lot of people saying Paul will get blew away. Paul will get this. Paul will get that. So now he goes in there with 12 on the back of doing the 12 rounds comfortably as well. He's comfortable with Abraham's power, so he can maybe take more chances this time. Whereas I think that's what made the last fight close. Paul was a little bit wary and not capitalising on when he landed good shots. I think he hit Abraham a lot the body last time, but whereas Paul was still wary of taking a shot off Abraham because he's a banger. Then he went like going in and taking a bit of chances. Now I think Paul said he's comfy with his power, and now I think he can take more chances and risk a few things.
Another Brit, Martin Murray, has a chance to become world champion on Saturday night as well in Monte Carlo. Yeah. Martin's fought for the world title before, and this represents his toughest challenge. And some people saying this will be Golovkin's toughest challenge as well. What do you think of that?
I think people could be right. I think Martin's a very he's shown he's a tough kid, and he's a very good kid. But I personally think Golovkin's very good, very special, and I think Martin might be just a little bit made for Golovkin just to open him up. And I do hope I'm wrong, because he's one of the good guys in boxing, Martin, and he's one of the genuine people. Fight anyone. Maybe should have already been world champion by now. He's had two unlucky losses, and I wish him all the best on Saturday. But I think he's in with one of the special ones, one of the very elite ones, and I think Golovkin's special.
We saw what he was capable of in the Stam and the Martinez fight as well, and well, listen, I suppose a range of things have happened, but
yeah, he'll go in there. And no matter what the outcome is, I don't think he'll disgrace himself. No way in the world. He's too tough and he's too proud for that. But I think it just it depends what Golovkin turns up.
Yourself, you're out in just over 2 weeks' time, 6th of March, at the Echo Arena on the Mersey Boys bill. Just waiting for you to confirm an opponent with Frank and that.
Yeah, hopefully it should be getting announced. Maybe tonight, KUGAN, tomorrow at the latest. I'm eager to announce it just as much as I keep getting asked on Twitter, who's your opponent, stuff like that. I'm as keen and eager as they are. I want to know who it is, and who it's finalised. That, you know, I know a few names who it could be, but it's just waiting for it to get announced and contracts signed and stuff like that. But as I say, I'm looking forward to getting back in. I haven't boxed since October. Got a cut in October, and I think this year is my year to start pushing on and getting people talking about me again.
Last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yeah, last weekend, sorry. Brian Rose suffered a first round defeat to Carson Jones. Did you watch it, Liam?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
What did you make of it? Stoppage?
You know, I can see where people are saying it was a bit premature, but I don't think the ref made himself clean enough. I think if he'd just jumped in and stopped the fight, then I don't think there would have been no argument. I think it was the way he jumped in. He jumped in and he had the little look at Brian, and people were like, "What's he done here?" Whereas I do think if he'd just waved the fight off, there wouldn't have been no arguments, because, you know, it didn't take a genius to see he was gone, Brian. His legs were gone. I do think he was on the verge of getting stopped anyway. But you know, I don't think he complained, KUGAN, until he'd come round. I watched it back and then I watched it in slow motion, and if you watch a couple of the replays, when it gets stopped, they don't moan, they don't complain, and then I think it's when he comes back round he complains. He must have just realised that being stopped here, you know, in his own backyard, and he must have hurt his pride, and he's complained. But it's a bit of a hard one, innit? You know what I mean? I touch wood, I'm never in that situation, but only he knows, and you know, I think personally it looked as if his legs were gone.
I mean, I know Ian John Lewis has come under a little bit of criticism, but I suppose the hesitant way that he sort of stopped it. But at the end of the day, the life of the boxer is kind of in his hands for the time he's in the ring. So
I've argued all the point, KUGAN. You know, his legs were gone. You know, and if he tells you different, then I don't know. But you could see his legs are gone. So from the ref's point of view, one more shot could have hurt him bad, and then you put that on the ref. Then the ref's got to live with that. It's his job to keep him safe. So, you know, as I say, I can see both sides. I can see why Brian's moaning and why he feels hard done by, because, you know, at the end of the day, he was still on his feet. His legs weren't there, but he was still on his feet. Maybe he thinks he could have got through it, and we'll never know. But the referee's job is to keep him safe, and you know, he thought it was right to jump in at that time.
just finally, going back to you, do you anticipate you'll defend your British title once more and then possibly give it up?
I don't know. I'm going to see what we can make, what we can get, what way we going. Say I'm still British champion, and it's going nowhere until, you know, I decide whether I've got something better to do or whether I'll go back and defend it one more time. It's doing me head in, KUGAN. I should have defended it now. Should have defended it on this next show, and you know, I openly said my next fight. I sat with them and I said I want it to be the British. We'll go ahead with the British title defence, and you know, it hasn't happened. Just want the board saying no to one opponent and stuff like that. But I say I'll fight this fight and I'll see whatever. But I'm still British champion, and you know, it's going nowhere until I say so.
Talk of a potential fight with Liam Williams, has that been mentioned?
Yeah, that was what we sat and spoke about, and you know, it's repeating myself all the time. Let's just say it's nothing to do with me. Why is that fight isn't happening? Me and my team. You know, as I say, I'm British champion. It's going nowhere. But you know, I think they don't want it basically. Now they want a couple more fights, but I don't think they'll pull out the mandatory position. So now they're out injured, it just stalls, and you know, I think they want a couple of fights. I think the board should just say, no, you've got to fight next, or pull out your mandatory position. Simple as that. Because, you know, CASSIUS just won an eliminator. We went to board with him, and they said, no, you've got to fight your mandatory, which is Liam Williams, until he pulls out the mandatory. But at the minute, he's not pulling out the mandatory because he was out injured. So I don't know. I'll just, I spoke to people before. I'm not interested now. I'm British champion. It's going nowhere until I say so. I'll concentrate on myself and what way we want to go.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Liam Smith. Best of luck to the Smith family this week, as hopefully Paul captures and brings home that WBO crown.
Yeah, definitely.
And best of luck to Martin Murray as well, so if he can
best luck, yeah.
pull it off as well.
And Josh Warrington and David Price as well.
Also on the bill in Germany here, yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, mate.
All right, Liam, thank you very much.
Nice one.